The champs had to scramble, the champs had to scrap, and when it came down to it, they put the ball in the hands of a finals MVP to put it away and even up this series at 1 apiece. Welcome in, everybody. It's Game Time live at the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. What a game here in Toronto. That's Charles Barkley, Steve Smith, Grant Hill. I'm Matt Weiner. Great to have you with us. This was a wild, wild night.
It was a fabulous game. It was a total team effort. The two biggest differences in the game were DeMarcus Cousins and, unfortunately, a Dookie, Quinn Cook. Those were the difference in the game.
Yeah.
DeMarcus played great. He didn't score a ton. He had great assists. But Quinn Cook coming off the bench, and it breaks my heart to give Grant Hill and the Dookie. He's in the back screaming, brotherhood, brotherhood. You making us mad back there.
Well, I would have been yelling War Eagle, but anyway, no.
Oh, no, because we were tired from the Final Four. Y'all had plenty of time to rest up.
No, I mean, you said it best, Chuck. I mean, also, I throw Draymond Green in there. I thought he was spectacular tonight as well, defensively down the stretch, guarding Kawhi, but making plays. When they double-teamed Steph, he was, getting the ball, making plays for himself and his teammates, his energy, different play from him from game one to game two. But you talked about it. Who's going to step up for Golden State? Mm-hmm. Quinn Cook hit some big shots there. Cousins played huge. Big improvement from game one to game two for him. And let's face it, Toronto, they had some open looks.
Oh, they did.
They did.
Plenty of open looks. They just couldn't convert, Smitty.
Grant, I look at it as Cousins. It was so big. He's so big. And when they set the screen and roll and he rolls, there's nobody left at the back line. And I thought also Klay Thompson did a fantastic job the way he started off and the way he played. But also Chuck and Grant. I was impressed by Bogut. The few minutes he came in, he defended well.
Yes.
I mean, he got some lobs.
Yes.
Like you said, total team effort. And the transition defense was fantastic for the Warriors in game two.
Two things. Number one, Toronto's going to be kicking themselves. I have no idea what the hell happened in the third quarter. To come out
Nothing good.
But to come out that flat.
Yeah.
I think last time I saw it was 18 zip.
24-1 spanning the second and third quarter, but the first 18 points of the third quarter for Golden State.
I know they're going to be kicking themselves for that. But also, like I say, we talked about, can the Warriors score enough points? And we said, hey, Klay and Steph got to do their thing. Draymond going to do his thing. But can they get enough points than those other guys? And when you look at it, Cook, Cousins, these guys said it, Steve said it, Bogut, man, they got some contributions for everybody, and that was the difference in the game.
I would take it a step further offensively because, guys had to hit some of those shots, Quinn Cook in particular, but the flow of their offense was much, much better tonight. They had 34 assists. I lost track of the backdoor plays and the lobs they got to the rim for easy baskets that we just didn't see here in game one.
Yeah, Matt, you're so right, but look, the bottom line, they scored 109 points tonight, the same amount they scored in game one. The difference was their defense was better. There were fewer transition baskets. And to your point, I think a lot of that had to do with better offense. They ran good offense. They valued the basketball. They didn't really allow Toronto to get out in the open court and get those easy baskets. So they scored enough, but they made the necessary adjustments on defense. But in saying that, Toronto still missed a lot of easy baskets.
When they interviewed Coach Nurse in the third quarter, he says, hey, listen, we're getting wide open shots. We're not making them. Like a lot of times, as my girl Rachel Nichols says all the time on the jump, hey, it's a make or miss league. And they were right there even at the end. That shot Iguodala hit, because they had 5 or 6 more shots. They could have closed the gap. They couldn't get over the hump. Then when they finally hit the last 3 to get it down to 2. But listen, we talk about this. That was a total team effort. Klay and Steph was fabulous the first half, but Boogie, Quinn, Bogut, man, and then obviously at the end, Andre. But, man, you talk about a total team effort. That was one.
Well, and by the way, on a night when the Warriors lost not 1 but 2 rotation players, including Klay Thompson, who left the game with a hamstring injury of some sort on his left side. Kevon Looney left the game as well early in the game. They had to make do with what they have. We've seen all these different lineups from Steve Kerr. He's had to dig deep, I should say, into his bench throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I would say for sure. I think what I still go back to is the way Cousins was able to establish, and look at Klay. That's tough for him as a hamstring, and you can see, I know he's upset, but I thought Cousins, the way he was able to control the pace, rebounding the basketball, being able to go down there and block shots, and just because he's so big, Chuck, there was no guards that was able to box him out. I thought he was fantastic.
Well, I think you also, if you look at the stat sheet, listen, when a big guy has that many assists, 6 assists is a lot. Like I say, he only scored 11 points, but 10 rebounds and 6 assists. Obviously, I can't remember every basket, but that's at least 12 points that we wondered, like, how are they going to get their points? And give it to the guys, man. They really stepped up tonight.
I did not anticipate when the night began that the Warriors would play so often through DeMarcus Cousins. A, because we didn't know how many minutes he was going to play, and B, because he has looked so rusty when he's been on the floor in that game one, those few minutes.
You know, you make a great point, Matt. He made a lot of plays. The ball was in his hands at the top. A lot of times on that roll, he's catching it. Now he's making spins. He's making moves. You could see he was gaining confidence as the game wore on. You know, he might have been a little bit of a liability on the defensive end, but offensively he was huge. And of course, you know, having that size inside, and this is great defense here on Kyle Lowry, but getting those defensive rebounds big time, and that was a big three right there early in the game. And this was what we've seen from DeMarcus Cousins throughout his career, and this is what we saw from him before he got hurt there in the spring. And so that is huge for Golden State. And really after game one, Smith, I didn't expect this DeMarcus Cousins.
And not 27 minutes to be able to come out. And I also go back again. Bogut, 7 minutes. He had to play 3 for 3. I mean, I know one guy's got to be happy, Draymond. He has a live guy back. You can see Draymond was so excited. He was catching, he was looking, throwing up. And Bogut went and got a couple of them. I was impressed.
Yeah, and I got to say something about DeMarcus. You know, Grant, it tells me he's a smart basketball player, because when you can't run because you're not in shape, he's still a hell of a passer. So he's like, okay, I can't run and gun like I normally do. I'm not going to get 35 minutes. I don't have that type of energy. But 6 assists for him, that was fabulous.
And I also thought he took Gasol's legs at the beginning of the game. You can see Gasol was not knocking down threes. He couldn't get up and down, just 2 of 7. Having to guard that big old guy, I think it took a lot of Marc Gasol.
You know, he's the host down there.
Yes.
I also think, you know, overall Golden State did a better job, except at the end of the game. But they did a better job of not giving open shots to guys. They played Kawhi straight up. Give credit. Yeah. They competed. Kawhi had a great game. Was very efficient. I thought he kind of got a little tired there down the stretch. A couple of missed shots he had in the paint there that we've normally seen him make. But he was fantastic. But really, no one else got off. For Toronto, and give credit to the defense and the missed shooting.
Well, you just look
Raptors.
at the shots. You look at Siakam was only 5 for 18. That's not going to get it done. Van Vliet was only 7 for 17. Those guys made those shots in game one. They didn't tonight.
Marc Gasol had 20 in game one. He had 6 tonight.
But listen, Grant said it early, and Coach Nurse said it during the interview. Hey, listen, I think Toronto will live with those same shots going forward in this series.